Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed, of constantly chasing peace, but never really finding it? Every day we're pulled in 100 directions, emails, deadlines, notifications, endless expectations. The world moves fast, and we feel like we're always trying to keep up. No matter how hard we try, there's always more stress, more distractions, more pressure. We think peace is something we'll find one day, when life slows down, when things get easier, when everything is finally under control. But what if peace isn't something you chase? What if it's not found in escaping life, but in how you respond to it? The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, ruled in times of war. Seneca, one of Rome's greatest minds, navigated power and exile. Epictetus, born a slave, found freedom not in his circumstances, but in his mindset. We may not face battlefields or emperors, but we fight our own wars: stress, anxiety, uncertainty. The good news, the same wisdom that guided the Stoics can guide you today. This isn't just philosophy, it's a way to take back control, to break free from stress, and to build unshakable resilience. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop reacting and start mastering your life? Are you ready to turn obstacles into opportunities? If the answer is yes, then stay with me. Because it all starts with one simple, powerful truth. Master what you can, let go of what you can't. And when you do, everything changes. 2. The power of control, mastering the mind, not the world. Every day, we're faced with things we can't control. Traffic jams, delays, bad weather. These are just a few examples of the forces that can disrupt our peace. We can't control the weather, we can't control how others behave, and yet we allow these external circumstances to shape our moods. The Stoics understood something crucial. We don't have control over everything in the world, but we do have control over one thing. We have control over how we respond to the world around us. This is the essence of Stoicism, not to change the world, but to master ourselves. Rather than reacting to every frustration, we have the power to decide how we respond. So, the next time life throws a curveball, like being stuck in traffic, ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? Because the answer is often within. Imagine you're the captain of a ship in a storm. You can't control the storm itself, but you can control how you steer the ship. You can choose how you handle the waves, how you guide the crew. Even in the roughest seas, you control your direction, your response. The storm, that's beyond you. This Stoic idea is backed by modern psychology too. It's called the locus of control. Simply put, it refers to where we place the blame or the responsibility for the events in our lives. When we focus on things we can't control, like the actions of others or the outcomes of external events, we shift our focus outward. But when we focus on what we can control, our thoughts, reactions, and decisions, we shift our focus inward. Focusing inward gives us resilience. It empowers us to respond with calmness, even when life feels out of control. Here's a simple exercise that can help you build this mental strength. Start by journaling every day. Write down the events of your day, what happened that was beyond your control. And more importantly, what did you control in those situations? By doing this daily, you'll begin to notice patterns. You'll see how often you focus on things outside your control, things that don't matter in the long run. And you'll also realize how much power you truly have just by focusing on your response. By practicing this Stoic mindset, focusing on what's within your control, you'll find that life feels less overwhelming. You don't need to control the storm around you. All you need to do is steer your own ship. Remember, Control is not about dictating what happens in the world. It's about dictating how you respond to the world. You can't control what life throws at you, but you can control how you handle it. Master your mind, and the world becomes a much more peaceful place. So, what will you choose to control today? Visuals of chaos and calm, highlighting the contrast between external events and internal control. Ship in a storm metaphor, strong visual for how Stoicism helps us navigate life's challenges. Journaling, encouraging viewers to engage in the practice of reflecting on control. Psychological context, showing how Stoic ideas align with modern psychological principles, locus of control. 3. Reframing perception. The Stoic art of seeing clearly. Stoicism teaches us that it's not events that disturb us, but our opinions of them. So, why do we feel frustrated when it rains? Is it the rain itself that bothers us, or is it our perception of it? Some people might see the rain as an inconvenience. It ruins their plans, makes them wet, disrupts their day. But others see it differently. They see the rain as refreshing, as nature's way of nurturing the earth. It's the same event, the rain, but each person experiences it in a totally different way. Life often throws us challenges, the traffic, a late meeting, a missed opportunity. But what matters most isn't the event itself. What matters is how we choose to respond. Stoicism introduces us to the concept of the dichotomy of control. Some things we can control, our thoughts, our reactions, our decisions. And then there are things we can't control, like the weather, the actions of others, or unexpected events. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on the things we can control and let go of the rest. Modern neuroscience tells us that our brain physically rewires when we practice reframing our perceptions. When we shift our thinking, changing how we view a situation, we activate new neural pathways. This cognitive reframing strengthens our ability to respond with calmness, not with impulsive emotions. So, by consciously choosing how to view an event, we're training our brain to stay calm and clear, even in stressful moments. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, it becomes natural. Let's say you get bad news. Maybe a project you've been working on didn't go as planned. The natural reaction might be disappointment, frustration, even anger. But what if, instead of focusing on the failure itself, you shift your focus to what you can learn from it? A setback is a lesson, not a loss. It's an opportunity for growth. Rather than seeing the setback as something to be upset about, you can see it as a chance to improve, to try again, with more wisdom and experience. This shift in perspective transforms what could have been a source of stress into a source of empowerment. Another core practice of Stoicism is learning to detach from our instant emotional reactions. Instead of reacting impulsively, whether that's frustration, anger, or anxiety, take a moment, take a deep breath, pause and reflect. This pause creates space between stimulus and response. It gives you the time to make a conscious decision about how to respond, rather than letting emotions control your actions. The more we practice this, the more our minds become clear. We stop reacting and start responding. Reframing our perception isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing how we interpret reality. It's about seeing obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, challenges as growth. By practicing Stoicism, we can train our minds to see clearly and to navigate life's stormy seas with calmness and purpose. So, think about a recent frustration, traffic, a tough conversation, a missed opportunity. What if you saw it differently? How would that change your day? Rainstorm versus refreshment, visual comparison to highlight the shift in perception. Dichotomy of control, clear, engaging imagery of the scale balancing things I can control versus things I cannot control. Neuroscience and reframing, scientific illustrations showing the brain's response to cognitive reframing. Real-life examples, practical application of Stoicism in overcoming setbacks, offering a relatable and actionable experience for the viewer. Mindful pause and detachment, encouraging viewers to embrace the pause and practice intentional, measured responses. 4. Virtue as the foundation of a meaningful life. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness doesn't come from external achievements or material possessions. Instead, it comes from living a virtuous life. At the core of Stoic philosophy are 4 key virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are the foundation of a meaningful life, a life that doesn't just seek happiness, but embodies it. Let's explore these virtues in depth and how they guide us toward a more purposeful life. Wisdom, the ability to see the world clearly, to make rational decisions, and to understand the true nature of things. Courage, not the absence of fear, but the strength to face challenges, to stand firm when life tests you. Justice, treating others with fairness, integrity, and kindness, no matter their status or your personal interests. Temperance, moderation in all things, the ability to practice self-control, to avoid excess, and to find balance in every aspect of life. These virtues aren't just abstract concepts, they are practical tools for navigating the challenges we face today. Wisdom helps us make clear, rational choices in our personal and professional lives. It's about understanding what matters most and what doesn't. Courage isn't just for warriors, it's for those who face adversity, whether it's confronting a difficult truth, standing up for what's right, or simply pushing through a challenging day. Justice guides our relationships. It teaches us to treat others with fairness, to act with integrity, and to be the kind of people who make the world a little better, not worse. Temperance is the key to avoiding burnout. In a world that constantly pushes us to want more, to consume more, Stoicism asks us to seek balance and moderation. We live in a world that often equates happiness with pleasure. But Stoicism teaches us that true happiness isn't found in external rewards or instant gratification. Fleeting pleasures, those short-term highs, often leave us feeling empty. The moment fades, and we're left chasing the next high. True happiness, however, is built on virtue. It's a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with your principles, from being the best version of yourself. By living virtuously, we cultivate a sense of inner peace that no material possession or short-term pleasure can provide. Virtue becomes the foundation of a life that is truly fulfilling, no matter the external circumstances. So, how can we start applying these virtues in our daily lives? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. In fact, it's the small acts that make all the difference. Wisdom might be deciding not to react in anger when something frustrating happens, but instead choosing to pause and reflect. Courage could be having an uncomfortable conversation that you've been avoiding, facing the fear of conflict to resolve an issue. Justice can be as simple as offering a kind word to someone who's struggling or standing up for someone who's being treated unfairly. Temperance is about resisting the urge to overindulge, whether it's in food, technology, or even work. It's about finding balance. Every time we practice a small act of virtue, we're laying the groundwork for a more meaningful life. It's in these daily choices, these micro-virtues, that we find the power to live a life that's not just good for us, but good for the world around us. True happiness doesn't come from chasing fleeting desires or external success. It comes from living a life of virtue, a life rooted in wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By focusing on these virtues, we build a life that's meaningful, fulfilling, and resilient. So today, take a moment to reflect on how you can apply these virtues in your own life. Start small, but start now. Because a life of virtue is the only true path to lasting happiness. Virtue illustration. Each of the 4 virtues is visualized with concrete examples that viewers can easily relate to in their own lives. Fleeting pleasure versus true happiness. Visual contrast between momentary pleasures, material possessions, indulgence, and long-lasting fulfillment. Small acts of kindness, personal growth. Micro-virtues. Practice. Encouraging the audience with simple daily practices that align with Stoic virtues. Final call. A peaceful, fulfilling scene to emphasize that virtue is the true foundation of happiness and a meaningful life. 5. Amor Fati, loving fate, no matter what. Amor Fati, 2 simple words, but they hold a profound truth. Love your fate, not just tolerate it, but love it. Amor Fati is a Stoic practice that teaches us to embrace everything life throws at us, good or bad. It's about loving your fate, not just when things are easy, but especially when life gets tough. Now, embracing your fate doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to suffering. It's not about just accepting what happens, it's about choosing to love it. When we accept hardships with a Stoic mindset, we're not letting life happen to us. We're choosing to turn each challenge into an opportunity for growth. Resignation is passive. Amor Fati is active. It's about transforming every obstacle into something that shapes us into a stronger, wiser person. Hardships don't break us, they build us. Let's say you lose your job. The natural reaction might be frustration, anger, even fear about the future. But with Amor Fati, we see this not as a failure, but as redirection. Losing a job might be the universe guiding you toward a new opportunity, a new path you wouldn't have considered otherwise. Perhaps it's a chance to pursue your passion, to start something new, or to find work that aligns better with your values. By embracing your fate, even the painful parts, you allow yourself to see the hidden value in every experience. Failure is only failure if you choose to see it that way. In Stoicism, failure is merely redirection. Gratitude plays a key role in Amor Fati. It's about finding value in everything, even adversity. When life throws us challenges, instead of focusing on what's wrong, we can practice gratitude for what's right. Maybe the loss of a job leads you to meet someone new, or maybe the hardship forces you to develop a new skill or mindset. Gratitude transforms your mindset. It turns pain into progress and loss into learning. It allows us to see that, no matter what happens, we always have something to gain. If you want to start embracing Amor Fati, here's a simple practice you can try. Every evening, reflect on your day. Write down one challenge you faced, and then ask yourself, how did this challenge make me stronger? Maybe it taught you patience. Maybe it pushed you to try harder, or maybe it made you more grateful for the things you have. By practicing this daily, you'll start to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing life as a series of obstacles, you'll see it as a series of lessons, each one helping you grow. Amor Fati is not about wishing for hardship, nor is it about ignoring your feelings. It's about choosing to embrace life, all of it, and to see value in every experience. When you learn to love your fate, you free yourself from the burden of regret and the fear of the unknown. You embrace life as it comes, stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. So today, ask yourself, what part of my fate can I embrace and love? What challenge can I turn into an opportunity for growth? Because when we love our fate, life itself becomes a journey of wisdom and strength. 6. The power of voluntary discomfort. A Stoic strategy for resilience. The Stoics understood that true resilience doesn't come from avoiding hardship, it comes from embracing it. One powerful Stoic strategy for building resilience is the practice of voluntary discomfort. It's about intentionally exposing yourself to small, controlled hardships to prepare your mind and body for real adversity. It's not about seeking suffering for its own sake. It's about growing stronger through challenges, even the small, everyday ones. Examples of voluntary discomfort might include taking a cold shower to toughen your willpower, fasting for a period to cultivate self-discipline and control over cravings, living a minimalist lifestyle, removing excess, and learning to appreciate simplicity. These practices are not punishments. They're exercises that prepare us for the real difficulties life will inevitably throw our way. By intentionally choosing discomfort, we train ourselves to stay calm and focused when life's challenges are unexpected and overwhelming. The concept of voluntary discomfort is backed by science too. It's called hormesis, the idea that small amounts of stress or discomfort can actually make us stronger. Just like lifting weights makes your muscles stronger by stressing them, exposing yourself to controlled discomfort strengthens your resilience. From physical exercise to mental challenges, our bodies and minds become hardened and more capable when exposed to minor stress. This doesn't mean pushing yourself to extremes. It means embracing challenges in manageable doses so your mind and body adapt and grow stronger over time. Here's a practical way you can start building your resilience with voluntary discomfort. Every week, choose one small discomfort challenge to complete. It could be waking up earlier than usual to face the day with discipline, taking a cold shower for a few minutes, giving up something you enjoy for a day to practice self-control. The key is to pick something that feels uncomfortable but still manageable. Each time you complete a challenge, you'll feel more empowered, more resilient, and more ready to face life's bigger obstacles. Voluntary discomfort isn't about making life harder. It's about preparing yourself to handle whatever comes your way. The more you practice it, the stronger you'll become, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Because the truth is, the more we embrace discomfort, the more we realize that we're capable of handling much more than we ever thought possible. So, start small. Start today. Challenge yourself and build the resilience you need to face life with courage and strength. 7. Daily Stoicism, integrating ancient wisdom into modern life. Stoicism isn't just an ancient philosophy. It's a way of living, a practice that can guide us through each and every day. Too often we think of Stoicism as a set of ideas to study, but true Stoicism comes alive when we make it part of our daily practice. So, how do we integrate Stoicism into our modern lives? By making it a habit, starting each day with intention, checking in on ourselves through the day, and reflecting on our experiences at night. Start your day by setting Stoic intentions. Decide what virtues you want to embody today. Do you want to practice more patience, wisdom, or courage in your interactions? What challenges might you face, and how can you approach them with calmness and clarity? Take a few moments each morning to reflect on what you want to achieve, not just in terms of tasks, but in how you want to respond to life's uncertainties. This isn't about perfection, it's about preparation. By starting your day with Stoic intention, you're setting the stage for how you'll face the world. As the day unfolds, take a moment for a midday check-in. How are you responding to the challenges you're facing? Are you staying true to your Stoic intentions? Midday reflection doesn't require a long break. It can be as simple as pausing for a few seconds, taking a deep breath, and assessing how you've handled the challenges so far. Are you reacting impulsively, or are you practicing patience and thoughtfulness? This practice allows you to catch yourself before you fall into old, reactive patterns. It helps you get back on track with your Stoic values and refocus on what you can control. End your day with an evening review, a simple practice that helps you reflect on what you learned. Write down the lessons you gained from the day's challenges. What went well? What could you have handled differently? Where did you embody Stoic virtues, and where did you fall short? This isn't about self-criticism, it's about self-improvement, recognizing your growth and identifying areas where you can improve tomorrow. This evening reflection is a powerful tool for self-awareness. It keeps you focused on your growth and reminds you that each day is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, used journaling as a form of Stoic meditation. Every night, he would write down his thoughts, reflecting on his actions and the lessons he had learned. His journaling wasn't about venting or complaining. It was about self-reflection, understanding his own behavior, identifying areas for improvement, and aligning his actions with his Stoic values. By practicing this technique, you can develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and self-discipline, qualities that are crucial for living a Stoic life. Consider starting your own practice of Stoic meditation. Write in your journal each night and ask yourself, how did I respond to challenges today? What virtues did I embody? What can I improve for tomorrow? By integrating Stoicism into your daily life, you create a life of purpose, resilience, and self-mastery. It's not about grand gestures, but small, consistent practices that lead to lasting change. Each day, we're given the chance to practice and grow. By making Stoicism a habit, you turn wisdom into action and move closer to living a life of inner peace. So, make it a habit. Start tomorrow and build a life that reflects the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. 8. Your journey into Stoicism. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's not about reading books or memorizing quotes. It's about living those principles, applying them in your everyday life. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to practice Stoicism. Every setback is a lesson waiting to be learned. The Stoic journey isn't about avoiding difficulties, but about embracing them with wisdom, courage, and strength. If this philosophy resonates with you, start today. Start small. Choose one Stoic principle you can apply in your life. Maybe it's practicing gratitude for adversity. Maybe it's reframing your perception of a challenge. Or maybe it's taking a moment each morning to set your Stoic intentions. Whatever you choose, take that first step. Because the Stoic journey is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about building a life that's rooted in virtue, resilience, and tranquility. Join us on this journey into Stoicism. Subscribe to the Stoic Journal and continue exploring the timeless wisdom that can guide you toward a more meaningful and peaceful life. You're not alone on this path. Together, we'll face life's challenges with clarity. Because Stoicism is not just about enduring life, it's about thriving through it. So, what's the next step in your journey? Right now, pick one Stoic principle. Apply it today. See how it changes your mindset. If you're ready for more, hit subscribe and let's walk this path together. the journey has just begun.